So, how are things going for the airport, and how have things been during the pandemic? And of course, we can touch upon where are you at now in terms of passenger numbers.
Well, I'm pleased to say things are a heck of a lot better. It's been an incredibly challenging time for Gatwick Airport. Like every airport, last couple of years has been really quite tough. Saw about 40% of the workforce be reduced. So we've been through some really challenging periods, but things are looking a lot stronger. I was only looking yesterday, back in January, we were at about 25% 2019 passengers. We're now already at 70%. The forward capacity for the summer looks really strong, so pleased to say it feels like, at long last, we've got some normality that's returned.
That's brilliant, that's great to hear. And what is your passenger demographic, and what type of travel is most popular?
So the Gatwick passenger base is really quite varied. Overwhelmingly, we have a very significant leisure demand, in particular short-haul beach. Business is typically around about 15% of our total traffic, but also we've got quite an extensive long-haul network, not just from a leisure perspective down to the Caribbean, but also further afield core business routes out to China as well. So really quite diverse, but if we were going to sort of pick out a particular strength, then it is certainly short-haul European traffic.
And with this in mind, how is passenger experience geared towards this?
Well, it presents the same challenge really, because we don't have a particular type of traffic that is very concentrated. Then obviously we have to offer a very broad and extensive range of commercial offer within the terminal, which we do. So we have a very varied food and beverage offer. Different grab and go options, but also from a retail perspective, our shops are trying to cater to the broadest audience possible, which is always a challenge, but one that we certainly enjoy.
And what is your route development strategy for the coming years? Are you looking to add more of the same type of traveller or demographic, or are you looking to expand into other markets?
So I think in a first instance, what we want to do is make sure that we recover our base. So make sure that all of our carriers that were flying pre-pandemic are back at the airport and flying a similar program to what they had before. And then building upon that, playing to our strengths and looking to our core target markets, which in most cases is long haul. So really making sure that we have a strong presence and connectivity in the Asian markets, in China, in India, in North America, which is something that we know that our catchment area really needs and do very well out of Gatwick.
Absolutely. And how do you plan on doing this? So if you're looking to expand or into new markets, and how will you have to modify the passenger experience in the airport to accommodate this?
So I think as a starting place, we're already reasonably well covered in terms of being attractive to a wide range of carriers and markets. But I think as part of our development strategy, we are looking at specific commercial propositions that make us even more credible and relevant to certain target audiences. So, at Gatwick at the moment, we don't have an arrivals lounge facility. We have identified that that's something that we believe is really important for the sorts of markets that we're looking to penetrate more than we are currently. So that's one example.
And can you give me your 30-second pitch on why an airline should choose to fly into your airport rather than your competitors?
So Gatwick has the biggest catchment out of any other London airport. We have the best connectivity, direct to central London. We have very attractive airport charges, and we have an award-winning customer experience within our terminal.
And what would you say is Gatwick's most distinguishing feature that gives passengers a sense of place?
So I think one feature that most passengers would recognise is the big bridge that runs over to our Pier 6. But in honesty, I think sense of place is a target focus area for us. Because of the reasons that I've mentioned about us catering to a really broad audience, maybe we've overlooked the need to sort of sharpen the visibility of what is the true sense of place to Gatwick, for Gatwick rather. And that is a key area of focus for us over this next 12 months.
And how are you working with government or tourism offices to promote your destination to travellers?
So we have a really ambitious marketing strategy, which includes all of our local stakeholders, as well as our airlines and the tourism authorities in the destinations where we have a lot of volume. So one of the things that we try and do is make sure that we get ahead of any performance data so that we can detect those routes that need a little bit of help, and then push out key messages through a variety of different types of campaigns, making sure that we partner in destination with the right entities, with hotels, so that we are collectively driving a really strong message that generates demand for those routes.
And what has the story been with your cargo operation, or cargo development story? What does the future look like?
So cargo's never been a huge activity at Gatwick, but has always been an important use of the airport nevertheless, and encouragingly those volumes have remained relatively stable. I think cargo is important for us from the point of view of, again, our target markets that we're looking to better penetrate. We know it's important to our long-haul carriers, and so we are identifying what modifications to our infrastructure might we need to better support those new prospective markets.
Great. And as I love sustainability. Since I've joined into the industry, sustainability is just such a huge part of it. So what sustainability initiatives do you already have in place, and what does the future look like sustainability-wise at Gatwick?
So sustainability is incredibly important at Gatwick. We've just released our updated Decade of Change, which is a 10-year plan that sets out a series of commitments. I think two clear examples that come out from that is our commitment to deliver net zero operations by 2040. We're also looking to have over 60% of people travelling to and from the airport on public transport by 2030. So we've got some fairly serious commitments, recognising how important it is for Gatwick, but indeed the broader industry as well.
And what are the three most exciting developments happening at the airport?
I think there's new opportunities at Gatwick more than ever before. We've certainly seen a shift in the capacity at a majorly constrained airport. So the fact that there is more opportunity than ever before at Gatwick, and the fact that we're getting some very strong interest from the long-haul carriers in coming to Gatwick, is going to prove to be an incredibly exciting and new part of Gatwick's growth in the future.
And I guess my final question is, what is your business outlook for the future?
Incredibly strong. I think we've been really encouraged by what we've seen over the last few months. We always had a real confidence in Gatwick, given its historic traffic base, that it would come back strongly, and we're seeing that already. So we're hopeful that we'll be fully recovered by 2024 at the latest. And events like here at Roots give us the real energy to see what we can layer on top of what was a very significant traffic base at Gatwick historically.